What up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Downtown Melo. You're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Monday, October 23rd, 2017, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or an iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. A representative for Harvey Weinstein says that the disgraced producer will complete a one-week treatment program Saturday, but intends to stay in Arizona for another month to continue working with his doctors. Weinstein's psychologist told TMZ that the movie mogul underwent, quote, intensive therapy on an outpatient basis, dealing with his anger, his attitude towards others, boundary works, and the beginnings of work on empathy. The psychologist says he showed up for all the meetings and was fully engaged. Weinstein has been seeking help for sex addiction and behavioral issues since more than 24 women recently came forward and accused him of sexually harassing or abusing them in the past 2 decades. Weinstein has empathetically denied engaging in any non-consensual sexual activity. He is also arguing against sexual harassment allegations that Oscar-winning actress Lupita Nyong'o made against him in a New York Times op-ed piece last week. Nyong'o, who is the latest in a long list of celebrities that speak out about their experiences, said in an essay Weinstein made her feel unsafe when he promised career advancements in exchange for sex and repeatedly attempted to be alone with her. A spokesperson said in a statement on behalf of Weinstein to CBS News, Mr. Weinstein has a different recollection of the events, but believes Lupita is a brilliant actress and a major force for the industry. Last year, she sent a personal invitation to Mr. Weinstein to see her in her Broadway show Eclipse. Weinstein recently was booted from the Producers Guild of America and the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Science due to his alleged behavior. He was fired from the Weinstein Company, the independent film studio he co-founded with his brother Bob, and his wife Georgina Chapman has left him. In a related story, former actress Heather Kerr on Friday joined a group of women accusing producer Harvey Weinstein of sexual misconduct. She made the allegations during a news conference with her lawyer, Gloria Allred. Kerr said Weinstein forced her to touch his genitals in order to promote her career in Hollywood. Aldridge said, according to the Los Angeles Times, what he wanted to know was whether she could satisfy him sexually in order to obtain roles in their films. He told her that that was how things worked in Hollywood, and that all actresses made it that way, by sleeping their way into the jobs that they had. Earlier, director Quentin Tarantino says he was aware of the allegations against Weinstein and wishes he did more to stop it. The director, who has worked with Weinstein throughout his career, told the New York Times in an article published Thursday, "I knew enough to do more than I did." He continued by saying there was more to it than just the normal rumors, the normal gossip. It wasn't secondhand. I knew he did a couple of these things. Tarantino says he was aware of Weinstein's sexual advances towards actress Mira Sorvino in 1995, whom the filmmaker was dating at the time. Tarantino said of Sorvino telling him Weinstein had chased her around a hotel room and showed up at her apartment in the middle of the night, "I was shocked and appalled." He says, "I couldn't believe he would do that so openly. I was like, really, really? But that's the thing I thought then at the time, was that he was particularly hung up on Mira." Tarantino said before offering why he felt the problem was resolved by dating Sorvino, he says, "I'm with her. He knows that. He won't mess with her. He knows that she's my girlfriend." Tarantino also shared how he was aware of another actress who told him Weinstein had approached her and how actress Rose McGowan had reached a settlement with the Hollywood mogul. Tarantino said, "I chalked it up to a 50s, 60s era image of a boss chasing a secretary around the desk. As if that's okay, that's the egg on my face right now." Weinstein worked with Tarantino on nearly all of his films, including Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Kill Bill, Inglourious Basterds, and The Hateful Eight. McGowan is among a number of women who have said Weinstein raped or harassed them since an initial New York Times report contained allegations on October 10th. Other women have come forward, including Lupita Nyong'o, who shared her experiences with the 65-year-old Thursday in an op-ed written by the actress in the New York Times. The Los Angeles Times says it has spoken to 38 women who allege filmmaker James Toback sexually harassed them over the last 30 years. The women told the newspaper for an article published Sunday that Toback spoke to them in sexually explicit language, attempted to trade sexual favors for career opportunities, rubbed his genitals on them, or masturbated in front of them without their encouragement or consent. Actress Adrienne LaValle said the way he presented it was like, this is how things are done. I felt like a prostitute, an utter disappointment to myself, my parents, my friends, and I deserve not to tell anyone. Karen Seclaring, a drama teacher, actress, and playwright, says it's a common thread among many women I know. After someone mentions they were sexually abused by a creepy writer-director, the response is, oh no, you got toe-backed. The Times said Toback denied the allegations when asked about the women's accounts. Toback has credits that includes The Gambler, The Pickup Artist, Bugsy, Black and White, Two Girls and a Guy, When Will I Be Loved, and The Private Life of a Modern Woman. Entertainment Weekly said it tried to reach the filmmaker by phone Sunday for a comment on the Times expose, and he did not immediately respond to a voice message. Jason Momoa and Amber Heard shared on Instagram photos of their celebrating the end of production on their superhero movie Aquaman. The pair played the title character and Queen Mira, respectively, in director James Wan's movie, which is due in theaters December 21st, 2018. Momoa captioned a photo of him with her and a bottle of wine. The countdown begins at Guinness US to start spaghetti for dinner and at Penfolds till we burn out it down. Mad crazy love to my Mira at Amber Heard, my writer. We went through some heavy stuff, mama. I'm so super proud of you. Congrats, my crew and cast. These awesome studios, Australia. I love you. Aloha, Jay. Heard said in her own Instagram post, which accompanied a photo of her and Momoa goofing around at a party, happy official wrap, Aqua Hubby, love working with you, at Pride of Gypsies, amazing 7 months, we'll miss all the laughs and madness you bring. Juan also posted on Twitter a picture of him holding a director's clapperboard. He tweeted, holy mackerel, you're scampi serious. That's finally a principal photography wrap on Aquaman. Thank you to an awesome cast and crew. Jake Gyllenhaal stars as a father in an advertisement for one of Calvin Klein's fragrances. Gyllenhaal appears opposite model Lila Kibidi in the black and white advertisement for Calvin Klein's Eternity as they read a poem to their young daughter played by a 4-year-old actress named Layla. CNN reported. The minute-long advertisement features alternating scenes of Gyllenhaal and Kadibi embracing Layla while reciting lines from E. Cummings' I Carry Your Heart With Me. Emmy Award-winning director Cary Fukunaga directed the ad, which Gyllenhaal's production company 9 Stories produced. Jim Carrey detailed the struggles of portraying Andy Kaufman in the trailer for the Netflix documentary Jim and Andy: The Great Beyond. Carrey said he was consumed by the role in the 1999 Kaufman biopic Man on the Moon, channeling the actor on and off the set and wondering where he should draw the line between reality and performance. Carrey says, I was thinking, how far should I take this? How far would Andy take it? The documentary, directed by Chris Smith and produced by Spike Jonze, features behind-the-scenes footage which Carrey says was upheld by Universal to protect its reputation. It features scenes of Carrey shouting at castmates and wearing a paper bag on his head while maintaining the character of Kaufman between the scenes. Carrey says, when I heard I had the part, I was looking at the ocean, and that's the moment when Andy came back to make his movie. Andy felt it was necessary to stay in the character, and this crazy melodrama started happening all over the place. Jim and Andy: The Great Beyond will be available for streaming services on Netflix beginning November 17th. Actress Anna Paquin's 8-part crime drama Bellevue is to preview on WGN America January 23rd, following its run on Canada's CBC. Paquin also serves as an executive producer on the series, alongside co-creators and showrunners Jane Maggs and Adrienne Mitchell, and executive producers Janice Lundman, Michael Prupas, Maureen Brainer, and Jesse Prupas. WGN America released Thursday its first look trailer of the show, which co-stars Sean Doyle and Alan Leach. The synopsis accompanies a 4-minute clip says, 20 years ago, the murder of a young woman traumatized the city of Bellevue. Now the killer is back, or is he or she? When a high school hockey star who is wrestling with his gender identity goes missing and all signs point to foul play, Detective Annie Ryder must unravel all the pieces to this gripping mystery before her own life falls apart. As the case pulls her further away from her family, she is also confronted by a mysterious person from her past with disturbing answers to lingering questions and a terrifying need to play mind games. Showtime has set a January 7th premiere date for The Chai, a new drama executive produced by rapper and actor Common. Set and filmed in Chicago, the show was created by Lena Wathey. Elwood Reed is executive producing and serving as a showrunner. The cable network described the series as a timely coming-of-age story centering on a group of residents who become linked by coincidence but bonded by the needs of connection and redemption. The ensemble cast includes Jason Mitchell, Jacob Lattimore, Natir Guma Mahabo, Mingui, Alex Hibbert, Yolanda Ross, Armando Resco, and Tiffany Boone. Andrew Lincoln says Rick Grimes will return to heroic form by standing up to Jeffrey Dean Morgan's villain Negan in Season 8 of The Walking Dead. Lincoln told reporters at New York's Comic-Con this month, last season a new character took over as lead of the show pretty much. Negan was introduced and we saw this whole new vista. You've got to go somewhere to get somewhere, and I think they need to break me down in order to come back stronger than ever before. This is the payoff for last season, certainly in Rick's terms. The thing I love about doing the job, it's 8 years, it's 100 episodes, is that they keep pushing and pulling this man in new and fresh and unimaginable ways. The 44-year-old actor joked about the show's writers and producers. I think they just enjoy me watching me cry. Season 7 saw not only the introduction of Negan and the emotional disintegration of Rick, but also the depths of fan-favorite characters Glenn, played by Stephen Yang, Abraham, played by Michael Cutlitz, and Sasha, played by Sonika Martin Green. Season 8, which began Sunday night on AMC, promised Lincoln promised that Rick will return ready for battle against the guy who killed his friends. He says, I've always said that Rick is very much like a shark. He needs to keep being, he needs to keep moving, or else he dies. I think giving him something to do with his grief and his pain is essential, and I think kicking Negan's ass is as good of a reason as any. So I think he's very focused. He also adds he's willing to put everything on the line, but will never bow before Negan again. It is a basically polar opposite Rick you'll see that begins this season, and I'm so happy to be playing that man and not last season's Rick. Meanwhile, The Walking Dead co-star Jeffrey Dean Morgan says people are passionate about his baseball bat swinging villain Negan, whether they like him or not. The 51-year-old actor recently told reporters at New York's Comic-Con that fans have been remarkably generous to myself and Negan. He says they've created this character in the comics that people love. I mean, you love to hate. Most people are kind of taken aback by, I think, Negan's charm, and there's some wisdom to him that this world needs, and he does fit in. His introduction, as brutal as it is, and what's to come this year, I think you'll find out more and more about Negan and a little bit about who he is. The fans have been remarkably generous to me. I'm amazed. I still get the finger flapped to me all the time, and the occasional, we hate you, but we love to hate you. But it's been mostly good, though. Season 8 of The Walking Dead premiered Sunday night on AMC. Louis C.K., Stephen Colbert, Abby Jacobson, and Jordan Kepler are scheduled to take the stage for the Night of Too Many Stars, America Unites for Autism Programs Telethon. Also expected to appear during the HBO special are Hassan Majuna, John Mulaney, Olivia Munn, John Oliver, and Adam Sandler. Jon Stewart is hosting the program, which is scheduled to air live on November 18th from the theater at Madison Square Garden in New York. Proceeds for the event are intended to support autism schools, programs, and services. Past editions of the benefit have aired on Comedy Central and have earned more than $24 million to date. Julia Louis-Dreyfus shared on Instagram Thursday that she completed her second round of chemotherapy in her fight against breast cancer. The Veep star wrote alongside a photo of herself wearing a disguise that included a hoodie, sunglasses, and a fake mustache drawn above her upper lip. Chemo number 2, finito. We are not fucking around here. And she also continued referencing to Katy Perry's song Roar before she thanked the pop star and Veep co-stars Tony Hale and Timothy Simmons for inspiring her. I've got the eye of the tiger, the fire dancing through the fire, because I am a champion and you're going to hear me roar. Louis-Dreyfus first announced that she was diagnosed with breast cancer in September. She says 1 in 8 women get breast cancer. Today, I'm the one. The good news is that I have the most glorious group of supportive and caring friends and fantastic insurance through my union. The bad news is that not all women are so lucky, so let's fight all cancers and make universal health care a reality. Following the announcement, Louis-Dreyfus received support and words of encouragement from a number of celebrities, including her Seinfeld co-star Jason Alexander, breast cancer survivors Robin Roberts and Christina Applegate, and former Vice President Joe Biden. Shannon Doherty is reflecting on her recent battle with cancer. The 46-year-old actress shared a photo from one of her early chemotherapy sessions Friday for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which takes place in October. Doherty wrote, "Breast Cancer Awareness Month continues. This photo represents so much of my journey with chemo. I have completed my first chemotherapy session, was on steroids and yet so sick, bloated yet throwing up. I had to be hooked up to get hydrated because I couldn't even water down." She recalls chemo is different from everyone. Some tolerate it better than others. At the time, I remember thinking it couldn't get much worse. I was wrong, yet I am here today, a different person than I was. The star added, "I don't think I've yet discovered all the ways cancer had changed me. As I told someone recently, I'm in a work in progress, and I'm okay with that. Hashtag SUTC, hashtag breast cancer awareness." Doherty posted a personal image earlier this month of herself breaking down after starting chemotherapy. She recalled how she felt like she was losing herself as she started to lose her hair from the treatments. The star shared, "Cancer has so many phases: shock, denial, acceptance, anger, resentment, rebellion, fear, appreciation, beauty, remission. Even then, the phases keep coming back." She also added, "Those who have experienced it know that even after you kick it, it kicks its ass, it still impacts you. You still go through the roller coaster of emotions. You still need support and love, and you can still grasp life and live. Doherty announced in April that she is in remission after being diagnosed with breast cancer in March 2015. She said at the time that she will remain on medication and undergo reconstructive surgery on her breasts. Ryan Phillippe is feeling optimistic more than 2 months after having surgery on his leg. The 43-year-old actor said he was tired but grateful in an update Thursday on Instagram after breaking his leg in a freak accident in July. Phillippe captioned a mirror selfie, "Tired, sore, optimistic, grateful. I jogged on a trampoline today, not a big deal to most, but huge for me. Just 2+ months after surgery, and once faced with the prospect of not having a lower right leg at all." He added, "I'm beyond thankful to my rockstar doctor and great therapist, my family and friends, fans and co-workers who have been crucially supportive through one of the most difficult times of my life. A time that also confirmed for me that if you continuously look for it, being surrounded by apparent darkness can ultimately help you find the light." The star teased, "Thanks to all. More good news coming soon. See ya." Phillippe announced on July 17th that he required surgical attention after injuring himself at a family outing, not on the set of his USA Network series Shooter. Television personality Dr. Phil McGraw struck skateboarder Terrence Bembury with his car, and now the man is threatening to sue him. Police told E! News that the minor traffic collision happened in a crosswalk at California's Universal City Friday morning. No one was transported to a hospital. McGraw's representative said Sunday McGraw talked with the gentleman at the time of the mishap and was assured by him that he was fine. The spokesperson said, "If there are any outstanding questions from the LAPD, he will, of course, be glad to answer them and believe he was operating within the law." However, TMZ reported Bembury has indicated on social media he plans to sue McGraw over the incident, stating he plans to meet with his lawyer Monday. Bembury wrote in an online post, "He never got out of the car, checked to see if I was injured, didn't even ask for my name." But police have backed up McGraw's account and said Bembury first told him he assured McGraw he was fine, and only later to change his story to say he was not. The reports did not say if McGraw was or would be issued any tickets. Ewan McGregor and his wife Eva have separated after 22 years of marriage. People magazine cited unnamed family sources confirming the couple, who are the parents of 4 children, split up in May. The news broke as British newspaper published photos of McGregor kissing his Fargo co-star Mary Elizabeth Winstead in a London restaurant. Us Weekly said Winstead announced she had broken up with her director husband Riley Stearns in May as well. They were married for 7 years. Actor Corey Feldman is denying media buzz, claiming he was arrested this weekend for marijuana possession. He wrote in capital letters, the former child star of The Lost Boys, Stand By Me and The Goonies, in a series of tweets. For the record, I was not arrested or put in jail. I received a misdemeanor in Louisiana due to a member of my crew having medical marijuana with a legal CA prescription. I had nothing on me, but was charged because it was my bus. Also, 5 others were charged due to having legal medicines without their particular bottles. No illegal or street drugs were found on the bus at all, which is why nobody spent the night in jail. However, we were promised that these charges would all be dropped with proof of proper scripts. It was a bit of a good old shakedown. After we paid them in cash, they asked for pictures and autographs and then called a local paper to do interviews. I do find the timing of all this ironic, but have no fear. We're heading to Houston and we will perform the benefit concert tonight to help raise for hashtag Houston relief efforts. Nothing can stop the ascension. Hashtag Angelic 2, the fall tour. Hashtag Corey's Heavenly Tour. Please send prayers that all goes smooth. The 46-year-old actor, who has candidly talked about his battle with substance abuse in his youth, has claimed he and other actors were molested as children by predators in the entertainment industry. People magazine says Feldman's allegations have gained fresh attention in recent weeks, as dozens of women have accused film and television producer Harvey Weinstein of sexually harassing or abusing them. Soap opera star Christoph St. John is hospitalized for a 72-hour psychiatric evaluation after allegedly threatening to shoot himself. TMZ cited unnamed law enforcement sources as saying St. John's ex-wife Mia contacted police Thursday night to report that the Young and the Restless actor had been texting her photos of him holding a gun to his head. The alleged incident comes nearly 2 years after their son Julian's suicide at the age of 24 following a battle with mental illness. St. John's most recent message on Twitter was a request that his followers share posts from Mia and celebrity psychiatrist Dr. Drew Pinsky regarding mental illness and homelessness. Comedian Chelsea Handler announced via Twitter that she has donated $1 million to efforts to help Puerto Rico in the wake of Hurricane Irma and Maria. Handler tweeted Thursday, I just gave $1 million to Unidos por Puerto Rico. Where are your donations? Koch Bros, Mercers, at The Real Donald Trump, day one of activism. Handler said Wednesday she won't return for a third season of her Netflix docuseries Chelsea because she wants to focus on activism. Handler said earlier this week, my goal is to be better informed, raise my voice, and participate in a more meaningful way. I want to travel the country and visit areas and people I don't know enough about, speak at colleges, and listen to students and gain a better understanding of our political divide. Melanie Griffin says her divorce was a real healer while she was diagnosed with epilepsy 6 years ago. The 60-year-old actress went public with her struggle with the neurological disorder Wednesday at Women's Brain Health Initiative panel in Beverly Hills, California, according to People magazine. Griffin was diagnosed with epilepsy in 2011 after having 2 seizures while attending the Cannes Film Festival with then-husband Antonio Banderas, for whom she split in 2014. She says her seizures stopped after the stress of her divorce dissipated. Griffin recalled of her grand mal seizures in Cannes, according to the Hollywood Reporter. I was extremely stressed out. Every seizure that I had was at a point when I was extremely stressed. She quipped, I got divorced, which is the real hero for me, before adding, I'm not stressed anymore. It's been 3 years. The star explained, as women, we take on family, we get the husband, we have the life, we have the children, we have to take care of the house, we also go to work, we can't sleep at night because we're up with the kids. Griffin helped control her condition with medication and has not had a seizure in 4 years. She was recently given the all-clear from the Health Nucleus in San Diego, California, a facility known for genomic testing. The star says, they did all the tests on my brain. They couldn't find the epilepsy. They couldn't find anything wrong. It's pretty much that it was stress. Actress Sharon Stone, who hosted the panel, went public with her own health scare, saying she had a stroke in 2001. Griffin thanked Stone and Women's Brain Health in a tweet following the event. She wrote, adding a high-five emoji, I so enjoyed the evening. Lots of new amazing information regarding women's brain health. At Sharon Stone and at WBHI. Playboy will soon feature its first transgender playmate, Inès Raoult. The 26-year-old French model voiced her gratitude in an Instagram post Friday after news broke that she will appear as the centerfold in the magazine's November-December issue. Raoult, who is of North African descent, wrote, I am so proud to be making history and breaking boundaries. I want to thank the Hefner family and Playboy Enterprise for the compliment. Being asked to be a playmate was for me like getting a giant bouquet of roses. I'm so flattered and beyond grateful. Raoult says that in an interview with Playboy that she didn't openly identify as transgender for years because she was scared of what other people would think. She encouraged fans to embrace their own truths. The model told the magazine, I lived a long time without saying I was a transgender. I was scared of never finding a boyfriend and being seen as weird. Then I was like, you should be just who you are. She also added and advised, it's a salvation to speak the truth about yourself, whether it's your gender, sexuality, whatever. The people who reject you aren't worth it. It's not about being loved by yourself. It's about loving yourself. John Wells, Shonda Rhimes, Joan Rivers, Roy Christopher, and the entire original cast of Saturday Night Live are to be inducted into the Television Academy's Hall of Fame. The inaugural SNL ensemble includes Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, Lorraine Newman, and Jane Curtin, as well as the late John Belushi, Garrett Morris, and Gilda Radner. The Hall of Fame ceremony honoring them is scheduled to take place on November 15th at the Academy's Sabian Media Center in Los Angeles. Pop star Justin Bieber unveiled on Instagram this week his latest body art. A brief Instagram video and post of a picture of the 23-year-old singer snapping a selfie in a bathroom mirror shows his torso completely covered in tats, including images of a bear, lion, eagle, cross, and human skeleton. It reads a post on Bang Bang Tattoo's Instagram account. At Justin Bieber, thank you for the trust. 26 hours over 3 consecutive days is the most I've ever tattooed anyone in my 13-year career. You're tough as nails, man. The message accompanied a photo of Bieber seen from the back and standing near a hot tub. A burglar ransacked luxury vehicles parked outside of Kanye West and Kim Kardashian's California home. The LAPD told Us Weekly the incident occurred outside the couple's Bel Air home on Friday and the burglar didn't enter the property. Police said a witness observed a suspect enter and exit the victim's vehicle and then flee the location. A second suspect, who was hiding in some bushes, also fled the location. Suspect number 1 took personal items from the victim's vehicle. The suspect broke into 3 vehicles at the end of West and Kardashian's driveway and was spotted by surveillance cameras, according to TMZ. After leaving the property, the suspect reportedly also broke into a car in the driveway of the couple's neighbor, Kathy Griffin. Katy Perry found herself stuck midair during a concert in Nashville, Tennessee this week. The 32-year-old singer jumped into the crowd after a floating prop malfunctioned Wednesday during a show on her Witness tour, according to E! News. Perry was performing at the Bridgestone Arena when her stage suspension system stopped working. She joked about the failure as the prop, which was shaped like a planet Saturn, was lowered into the audience. The star said, according to People, "This is the first time that I've been stuck in space. I know I'm kind of space cadet, but actually this thing is stuck." Perry hovered for a few moments before diving the final few feet into the crowd. She said before jumping, "Well, I guess I'm just going to have to get down and walk amongst my people. This is what you get for trying to bring out all of space in Nashville." Perry thanked fans for attending the concert in a tweet following the show, but didn't mention the prop malfunction. She wrote, "Smashville, aka Nashville, you were an incredible time tonight. Thanks for teaching me how to write a real song and stick by me all these years." Garth Brooks, Brothers Osborne, Luke Bryan, and Eric Church are set to perform at the 51st Annual CMA Awards ceremony in Nashville on November 8th. ABC, which is airing the gala, says the lineup will also include Miranda Lambert, Carrie Underwood, Little Big Town, Old Dominion, John Party, Chris Stapleton, and Thomas Rhett. Underwood and Brad Paisley are hosting for the 10th time. The event honors excellence in country music. Niall Horan was feeling proud Friday after releasing his first solo album, Flicker. The 24-year-old Irish singer thanked fans for their support in a series of posts on Twitter following the album's debut at midnight Eastern Time. Horan wrote to his 35.2 million followers, "It's time, Flicker is finally out. I've spent the last year and a half writing and recording this album. It's something I've worked really hard on, and I'm incredibly proud of it." Horan added, "This is the first time I've put my thoughts and emotions on paper and then onto record, and it feels really good. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for everything so far. Lots of love, Nyler." Horan followed up by tweeting, "Feeling the love. Thank you all so much. Hashtag Flicker is yours now." He performed Thursday night at a screening of On the Record, Flicker, his short film with Apple Music in Los Angeles. The star wrote, "Massive thank you to at Apple Music for this evening. Really appreciate it. Thank you also to the lovely crowd who stood and listened to me." Flicker includes singles This Town, Slow Hands, and Too Much to Ask. It also features the title track Flicker, which Horan calls the most important track he ever wrote in an interview with Teen Vogue. The late Tejano music icon Selena Quintanilla is getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame November 3rd. Hollywood Chamber President, Chief Executive Officer, and Walk of Fame MC Lauren Gerbler, along with the members of the Quintanilla family, are expected to unveil her star in front of Capitol Records building in Hollywood. Actresses, producer, director, and Texas native Eva Longoria will also join Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti in proclaiming November 3rd Selena Day in the city of Los Angeles. Quintanilla was a Texas-born singer-songwriter who was shot and killed by a former employee in 1995. She was 23. Jennifer Lopez portrayed the artist in the 1997 movie Selena. Pop star Justin Timberlake confirmed via Twitter Sunday he will perform at this winter's Super Bowl halftime show. Timberlake tweeted, "I do have the time. Half the time, hashtag Pepsi halftime, hashtag Super Bowl 52, at Pepsi, at NFL, at Jimmy Fallon, at Fallon Tonight." The National Football League said in its own post, Minnesota at Super Bowl 52, February 4th, 2018, at J Timberlake, hashtag Pepsi halftime, hashtag Super Bowl 52. Timberlake was first rumored last month to have been in talks to provide the high-profile game's musical entertainment, but his participation was not officially announced until this weekend. And finally, the holiday comedy Tyler Perry's Boo 2: A Madea Halloween is the #1 movie in North America this weekend, earning $21.7 million in receipts, BoxOfficeMojo.com announced Sunday. Coming in number 2 is Geostorm with $13.3 million, followed by Happy Death Day at number 3 with $9.4 million, Blade Runner 2049 at number 4 with $7.2 million, and Only the Brave at number 5 with $6 million. Rounding up the top tier are The Foreigner at number 6 with $5.5 million, It at number 7 with $3.5 million, The Snowman at number 8 with $3.4 million, and American Made at number 9 with $3.2 million, and Kingsman: The Golden Circle at number 10 with $3 million. And as your entertainment report for Monday, October 23rd, 2017. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app. Search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.